Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Daily News Editorial. In this channel, we regularly cover editorial page section of newspapers. So if you want to keep on listening to editorial section of newspaper, please subscribe this channel. This particular article is taken from the Hindu editorial page dated 16th of August, that's today. That is just post the Independence Day, 75th Independence Day. So this article is quite interesting. The topic of this article is on August 15, 1947. Where was Bapu? How Mahatma Gandhi spent his day at the time of India's independence. So let's begin. While Delhi, the national capital, was being decked up for the grand celebration of independence and the transfer of power, the Indians geared up to celebrate independence. Where was the man who had helmed the fight for independence? Where was Bapu? In Beli, in Belia Ghata, Belia Ghata. So Belia Ghat is a place in Kolkata, West Bengal. In Belia Ghata, he was far away in Calcutta, resolute in his efforts to bring peace and calm to a place that was burning with violence and hatred. The words of action of Bapu doused the flames. The historic events became recounting. The historic events bear recounting as India celebrates a landmark anniversary of independence. The conditions were anything but peaceful then. Today, 75 years down the line, conditions are not far from reigniting the fires that burned then. This is then a day to reflect on how far we have traveled, or have we traveled far? On the evening of August 6, the Calcutta Mail. Bapu boarded the Calcutta Mail at Lahore. It was it would take him to Patna and then Calcutta, from where he planned to leave for Naukhali, now in Bangladesh, where he had promised the minority community that he would shield them when partition happened and East Bengal became East Pakistan. Bapu arrived in Kolkata on August 9, 1947. A delegation of Muslims, led by the chief of Calcutta District Muslim League, Muhammad Usman, pleaded with Bapu to remain in Calcutta to ensure the safety of Muslims. Bapu told them he would delay going to Naukhali if they guaranteed the safety and well-being of the minority community in Naukhali. If, despite their promise, there was violence in Naukhali, he would go on unconstitutional fast unto death, unconditional fast unto death. On August 11, Bapu met with H.S. Suharawardi, Suhawardi, the former Premier of Bengal. Suharwardi too voiced his concern about safety of Muslims. Bapu asked him to stand guarantee for the safety of the Hindus in Naukhali if he wished for him to stay in Calcutta. Suharwardi promised. Bapu told him, I will remain if you and I prepare to go live together. We shall have to work till every Hindu and Musliman in Calcutta safely returns to the place where he was before. We shall continue in our efforts till our last breath. It was decided that Bapu and Suharawardi would meet and live in Haidari Mansion, now preserved as Gandhi Bhavan, in Belia Ghata, the dilapidated and abandoned home of a Muslim family in a densely populated neighborhood of very poor Muslims. Bapu and Sohrawardi were greeted by an angry mob of young Hindu hotheads who were furious with Bapu for coming to the rescue of Muslims. Bapu tried to pacify them, but they persisted. Their angry protest continued the next day too. Bapu told them, I am going to put myself under your protection. You are welcome to play the opposite role if you so choose. I have nearly reached the end of my life's journey. I have not much further to go. But let me tell you that if you again go mad, I will not be living witness to it. I have given the same ultimatum to the Muslims of Naukhali too. I have earned the right. Before there is another outbreak of Muslim madness in Naukhali, they will find me dead. Speaking at the prayer meeting at Belia Ghata on the evening of August 14, Bapu invited everyone to observe a 24-hour fast and pray for the well being of India and to spread the day hand spinning. After the prayers, Haidari mansion was again attacked. Stones crashed against the windows, shattering glass panes and showering Bapu and the occupants with fragments of glass. The wooden shutters were hurriedly closed. Finally, in order to pacify the mob, Bapu stood at a window and spoke with them. When he felt that he had calmed the mob, he called Suhravardi. Suhravardi stood next to Bapu, framed in the window, illuminated by street lights. Bapu placed a hand on Suhravardi's shoulder. Suhravardi unequivocally accepted responsibility of the Calcutta killings and expressed his sincere regrets for the tragedy he had caused. This had a profound effect on the crowd. It was a turning point. Bapu said it had a cleansing effect. It was around 11 when the rooms occupied by Bapu and his tiny retinue were cleaned. After spinning his regular quota of khadi yarn, his daily bread labor, Bapu lay down to rest. Soon he was fast asleep. At midnight on August 15, 1947, Indians rejoiced. India was free. In the Central Hall of Parliament, in a grand ceremony, the British relinquished power and the interim government took charge. India heard the Trust with Destiny speech by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, which would be oft quoted later in India's history, a testimony to its soul stirring narrative of what India set out to achieve. But the man who had made this trust possible was fast asleep on a thin mattress in a dilapidated home in the densely populated poor neighborhood of Beliaghata in Kolkata, oblivious of all the rejoice and the celebration. On August 15, 1947, Independence Day, Bapu woke up at 3:45 a.m. He followed his usual daily routine. He received several messages of congratulations, but he was not celebrating. He was praying, fasting, and spinning khadi. On Independence Day itself, a large crowd gathered around Governor's mansion in Calcutta and laid siege to it, unmindful that now its occupant was an Indian. C. Rajgopalachari, the newly appointed governor of Bengal, was held hostage in the Raj Bhavan for several hours by Indians on Independence Day. Bapu sent a message to the ministers of the cabinet of West Bengal. He wrote, from today, you have to wear the crown of thrones. Strive carelessly to cultivate truth and non-violence. Be humble, be forbearing. Now you will be tested through and through. Beware of power. Power corrupts. Do not let yourselves be entrapped by the pomp and pageantry. Remember, you are in office to serve the poor in India's villages. Together enjoy. At the prayer meeting that evening, Bapu congratulated Calcutta for the commemorate displayed by Hindu and Muslims. Muslims shouted the same slogans of joy as the Hindu. They flew the tricolor without the slightest hesitation. What was more, the Hindus were admitted to mosques and Muslims were admitted to mandirs. Bapu had hoped that Calcutta would be entirely free from the communal virus forever. Then, indeed, they need have no fear about East Bengal and the rest of India. Shahid and I are living together in Muslim Manzil in Belia Ghata, where Muslims have been reported to be sufferers. Now it seemed as if there never had been bad blood between Hindus and Muslims. As I have said above, we are living in a Muslim's house and the Muslim volunteers are attending to our comforts with the greatest attention. Is this to be called a miracle or an accident? I only asked myself whether the dream of my youth is to be realized in the evening of my life. This is the wish of this is the wish with which Bapu ended his day, the day that India became independent in 1947. Tushar A. Gandhi is a peace activist who heads the Mahatma Gandhi Foundation, which is involved in advocating and spreading Gandhian values. That's end of this article. If you like my video, please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.